You may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady of Britain. My friends, each and every day we're fighting those battles, and when we're losing them on paper or small amounts in fractional trading, no big deal. But please, my friends, do not start throwing real money around until you master this craft. How long will it take? I don't know. It just depends on your own skill set. It depends, too, on what the market is doing while you're learning. If the market's just going up or just going down, it's hard to learn all the nuances. But here lately, things have been moving around, so it's a good time to be learning. It's always a good time to be learning, to be mastering the craft. Don't worry about how long it will take, because once you master the charts, you'll make up for all the time you ever spent. But every day you put it off just puts that day further and further in the future when you will master things. Let's jump into these charts. We see stocks and gold are up, bonds and Bitcoin down. Let's jump first into the S&P 500, swinging back up 0.86% after a big down day on Monday. We see where things, again, some indecision in the morning, then popping up in the afternoon. Where does that leave us? We're not up where the high was last week. And I've gone ahead and on these charts where we've had things top out lately, I've gone ahead and put in a horizontal ray so that we can see where things went up to before and sort of how they've fallen off of that. And you can see this week a much weaker candle. We're showing red volume here. Doesn't mean negative. It means the market opened lower than the prior candle closed. That's all that means. But we can see, again, that tells you something, doesn't it? It does. And we're not anywhere near the energy that we were before as far as price movement goes. We're 2 days in, and we're not quite halfway there. So again, we'll see how the volume continues to go. If there's going to be anything, maybe this will turn into a spinning top, maybe even a red spinning top. We'll have an interim high with decent volume right there at average. You can see where it was sort of moving down on the line there and clipped it at the end. And again, if we had decent volume with a red spinning top at the end of the week, might show us an exhaustion and things going down. Remember, you need volume to show you what's really happening. If you just have up moves or down moves without volume corresponding with it, again, it's hard to tell just what is going on. So we'll keep an eye on this. We are seeing some decided weakness here as we get into this week. We'll see what happens as we move along. What about the NASDAQ 100? We can see, again, popped up this last week after red spinning tops and just didn't have enough to keep it going. We've got a down candle that's forming on both the 2-day. We had a lot of indecision in the morning, going up in the afternoon. Now, it was a decent up day, 1.48%, but it didn't change the color of the weekly or the 2-day candle. So we're still showing inherent weakness this week. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Big down day on Monday, popping up some on Tuesday, and we'll see as we go throughout the week if we're going to have decided down movement or if something's going to catch fire. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. And you notice here too, our high, unlike the S&P, which was last week, our interim high on the NASDAQ is all the way back to the week beginning the 16th of December, where the NASDAQ really popped up and then blew it off since then. What's going on with 20-year U.S. government bonds? Well, they're swinging on around. Now, they're down a little bit for the day, 0.70%. But again, we're going up this week. We can see where things really popped up on Monday, lost some of it on Tuesday. Okay on the 2-day chart, still moving in the right direction on both the 2-day and the weekly. Not a lot of volume last week. Decent volume building this week. We're already at the volume we were last week, and we're just through Tuesday. So we'll keep an eye on bonds, see if they're going to continue to gain volume. and move up as the week proceeds. What do we see with gold? Well, gold down on Monday like stocks, but popping up today a little bit, 0.87%. Decent volume last week and the week before. The week where the turnaround took place and things started going up, we didn't have average volume, but the last 2 weeks we have. That week of the turnaround was right there on the 6th of January, that Monday beginning then. But this week, like stocks, not reaching a higher high, but it was, like stocks, an up day for gold. And again, it looks like we're more than halfway there on Tuesday as far as volume goes. So we'll keep an eye on things, but again, not reaching up to that high of last week yet. And on the 2-day candle, that Friday, Monday, not reaching up to there. So what's up with Bitcoin? Bitcoin down a little bit for the day, 0.12%. Big down day yesterday. And again, just sort of sagging. It tried to gain a little energy in the morning, fell off in the afternoon. We have just a doji right there. After a week last week, not hitting the high of the prior, and then a doji this week. So some decided difference, but we're almost up to average volume. We're well above average volume last week, but those 2 prior weeks, the 6th and 13th of January, beginning both those Mondays, we had decent volume. And of course, in that shortened trading week last week, lots of volume. So as we look at this week, again, volume's looking okay, just not a lot there in price. So we'll keep our eye on Bitcoin as we continue to move through the week. So exciting things. Market's always interesting. And we'll see how this stuff continues to shake out. As you guys know, we typically make our decisions on what we're going to do as we get into Friday, and we see how that weekly candle is shaping up. And let's just continue to watch with these charts and see what price movement and volume tell us, because my friends, that is what it's all about. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.